You're alone. Suddenly, your chest feels like someone's crushing it with a vice. Your left arm goes numb. Cold sweat drips down your face. What you do in the next 60 seconds could determine whether you live or die. I'm not here to scare you, I'm here to prepare you. Because here's the reality. Nearly half of all heart attack fatalities occur before the patient ever reaches a hospital. And if you're over 60 and living alone, your risk doubles. But here's what most people don't know. There are 7 scientifically proven actions, simple things you can do right now, alone, with no special equipment, that can keep your heart pumping long enough for help to arrive. In the next 9 minutes, I'll walk you through each one. These aren't theories. They're the exact protocols cardiologists teach high-risk patients. And by the end of this video, you'll know more about surviving a cardiac emergency than most people learn in a lifetime. But first, drop your age in the comments. I want to know who I'm talking to today. Now, let's dive into number 7, the action that must happen within the first 60 seconds. Section 1. The Golden Window. Why speed trumps everything. Number 7. Call emergency services. No exceptions, no delays. Think of your heart as a city. Your coronary arteries are the highways delivering oxygen-rich blood to every neighborhood. During a heart attack, one of those highways gets blocked by a blood clot. The neighborhoods downstream, they start dying, fast. Medical professionals have a phrase, time is muscle. For every minute blood flow is blocked, thousands of heart cells die permanently. According to trusted research, calling emergency services within 5 minutes can improve survival rates by up to 50% compared to waiting even 20 minutes. Yet here's the tragic pattern. Seniors often wait. They think it's indigestion. They don't want to bother anyone. They hope it'll pass. A survey found that 1/3 of people over 60 delay seeking help for more than 2 hours. Imagine a retired teacher feeling chest tightness while reading. She tells herself it's just stress, drinks water, lies down. 3 hours later, her neighbor finds her unconscious. Doctors say permanent damage had already occurred. If she'd called immediately, she'd likely be gardening today instead of relearning how to walk. Here's your rule. The moment you feel crushing chest pressure, sudden breathlessness, unexplained nausea, or that cold, clammy sweat, assume it's a heart attack. Pick up your phone. Dial emergency services. Even if you're wrong, you've lost nothing. But if you're right, you've just given yourself the gift of time. Speed is your first weapon. But while you're waiting for those sirens, there's something in your medicine cabinet that can buy you even more precious minutes. That's number 6. Section 2. The Clot-Fighter in your cabinet. Number 6. Chew an aspirin. Not swallow, chew. If you're not allergic to aspirin and your doctor hasn't told you to avoid it, this tiny pill is your second line of defense. Here's why. Aspirin isn't just for headaches. It's a powerful anti-clotting agent. During a heart attack, a blood clot is strangling your heart. Aspirin works by preventing that clot from growing larger, keeping some blood trickling through. A major study found that taking aspirin during a heart attack reduced death risk by about 23%. But here's the critical detail most people miss. Chewing matters. When you swallow an aspirin whole, it takes 10 to 12 minutes to dissolve in your stomach. When you chew it, the active ingredient hits your bloodstream in under 3 minutes. In a crisis where every second counts, those 9 minutes could save your life. Picture this. A 67-year-old landscaper feels that telltale crushing pain. He grabs the aspirin bottle he keeps in his truck, chews 1 tablet while calling for help. Paramedics arrive and tell him his quick thinking prevented massive heart damage. He's back to work 3 months later. Keep a bottle of regular, uncoated aspirin somewhere you can reach it fast, not buried in a bathroom drawer. 1 325 milligram tablet, chewed immediately. That's the protocol. So, Now you've called help and taken aspirin. But your body position in those waiting minutes, that can make or break your survival. That's number 5. Section 3. Positioning. Give your heart room to breathe. Number 5. Loosen tight clothing and sit upright. This seems almost too simple, but physiology doesn't lie. When you're having a heart attack, every restriction on your body makes things worse. Tight belts, waistbands, or collars compress blood vessels and restrict circulation exactly when you need maximum flow. Your heart is already struggling. Don't make it fight against your own clothing. But positioning matters even more. When you lie flat, gravity forces your heart to work harder to pump blood upward. Your lungs also compress, making breathing more difficult. Research shows that sitting upright reduces pulmonary congestion, that terrifying feeling of drowning in your own chest. Here's the technique. Sit in a chair with your back slightly reclined, not bolt upright, not flat. Think of a comfortable recliner angle, about 30 to 45 degrees. Loosen your belt, unbutton your collar, remove tight jewelry. Think of an elderly gardener who felt chest pain while working. Instead of lying down in panic, she moved to her porch chair, loosened her gardening apron, and sat upright. This simple adjustment kept her conscious and breathing steadily until help arrived. Give your heart room to work. Give your lungs space to expand. It's a tiny adjustment that can mean the difference between staying alert and blacking out. But what if you start feeling faint despite everything? What if your vision starts to narrow? That's when number 4 becomes critical. Section 4. The emergency pump. Cough CPR. Number 4. Cough forcefully if you feel faint. This technique sounds bizarre, but it's saved lives. It's called cough CPR, and it's not a cure, it's a bridge. When you cough deeply and forcefully, your chest muscles contract and squeeze your heart like a manual pump. Each cough creates pressure that forces a small amount of blood from your heart into your brain, keeping you conscious. Research published in cardiology journals shows that repeated strong coughing can maintain blood pressure during dangerous heart rhythms, keeping patients alert until medical treatment arrives. In some documented cases, people stayed conscious for several critical minutes just by coughing every 2 to 3 seconds. Imagine a retired mechanic working alone when sudden dizziness hits. He remembers this technique. Deep breath, forceful cough, repeat. He stays conscious until paramedics arrive. Doctors later confirmed that without those coughs, he would have collapsed and suffered brain damage. Here's how. Take a deep breath, as deep as you can. Then cough hard, like you're trying to expel something stuck in your throat. Repeat every 2 to 3 seconds if you feel faint, dizzy, or like your vision is fading. This isn't a replacement for calling emergency services or taking aspirin, but it's an emergency tool that can keep your brain oxygenated when your heart is failing. Now, all these techniques work better if help can actually reach you fast. And that's where number 3 comes in. A preparation step most people completely overlook. Section 5. Removing barriers. The unlocked door protocol. Number 3. Unlock your door and keep your phone within arm's reach. Every year, paramedics waste precious minutes breaking down locked doors while patients die inside. Don't let that be you. Statistics show that for every 10 minutes of delay, survival rates drop about 10%. If you're alone and you've called for help, the last thing you need is a locked deadbolt standing between you and rescue. Consider 2 scenarios. An 81-year-old man calls emergency services, then collapses behind his locked front door. Paramedics arrive, but must force entry. 4 minutes lost. By the time they reach him, the damage is severe. Now imagine a 75-year-old woman who unlocks her door first, then positions herself in clear view of the entrance with her phone in hand. Paramedics walk straight in and begin treatment immediately. She survives with minimal heart damage. Here's your protocol. After calling emergency services, if you can safely move, unlock your front door. If you have a security chain, remove it. If you have a porch light, turn it on. Then position yourself where rescuers can see you immediately upon entry. The second critical point: keep your phone with you, not across the room, not plugged into a charger in another room, with you. On speaker mode if needed, so you can follow dispatcher instructions without holding it. Think of your phone as your lifeline, and your unlocked door as the bridge that gets help to you faster. Together, they eliminate barriers you cannot afford. But even with all these physical preparations, there's one invisible enemy that kills more heart attack victims than any other: panic. And that's what number 2 addresses. Section 6. Calming the storm. Breath control. Number 2. Take slow, deep breaths. Panic is a heart attack's best friend. When fear takes over, your body floods with adrenaline. Your heart rate spikes. Blood pressure soars. Your struggling heart must work even harder. But here's the good news. You can interrupt that panic response with one simple action: controlled breathing. Slow, deep breathing does 2 things. First, it increases oxygen delivery to your blood and brain. Second, it signals your nervous system to calm down, reducing the stress hormone surge that's making everything worse. Research shows that controlled breathing reduces heart rate and improves oxygen delivery, even in patients with severe cardiovascular disease. One retired nurse described surviving her heart attack by focusing solely on breathing. Slow inhale through the nose, even slower exhale through pursed lips. Here's the technique. Place one hand on your stomach. Breathe in slowly through your nose, feeling your belly rise, not your chest. Then, exhale gently through pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw. Aim for about 6 to 8 breaths per minute. Each deep breath buys you time. Time for oxygen to reach your brain. Time for your heart to reduce its workload. Time for help to arrive. And that brings us to the final, most powerful survival tip. The one action that ties everything together. Section 7. The ultimate rule. Stillness saves lives. Number 1. Stay as calm and still as possible. Your instinct might be to move, to pace, to find something, to do something. Resist that instinct. It can kill you. Every movement demands more oxygen from your heart muscle. But during a heart attack, oxygen supply is cut off. The more you move, the more damage you cause. Studies confirm that minimizing physical exertion during acute cardiac events reduces complications and improves survival. One farmer felt chest pain while working, but forced himself to stay put and call for help from where he sat. Paramedics said his stillness prevented his heart from collapsing under additional stress. Think of your heart during an attack like an engine running on empty. Every movement revs that engine faster and risks total failure. Stillness conserves energy. Calmness lowers adrenaline. Together, they give you the best chance. Tell yourself, "I've called for help. My only job now is to stay still and breathe." This mindset prevents rash decisions that can trigger collapse. Let's recap. 7 life-saving actions every senior must know. 1. Call emergency services immediately. 2. Chew an aspirin. 3. Loosen clothing and sit upright. 4. Cough forcefully if faint. 5. Unlock your door and keep your phone close. 6. Take slow, deep breaths. 7. Stay calm and still. These aren't just tips, they're your survival map. A heart attack doesn't give second chances, but knowledge does. The difference between life and death is often just knowing what to do, and doing it fast. Now I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Do you keep aspirin ready at home? Have you practiced any of these techniques? Share your thoughts below. We read every single comment because your voice matters. If this video could save a life, maybe yours, maybe someone you love, hit that like button. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss life-saving advice. Share this with every senior in your life. Thanks for watching. Stay prepared, stay safe, and remember, after 60, knowledge isn't just power, it's survival.